Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you everything that I did to beat tinea versicolor, which caused those white spots that many of you might have seen in my post yesterday on my skin. If you are new to my videos, my name is Brianne Callanan. I am a graduate of naturopathic medicine, the Doctor of Naturopathic Medicine degree at the Canadian College of Naturopathic Medicine, but I am not yet licensed. Today we are going to give you a brief overview about what tinea versicolor is and why it is so common and the things you can do to help get rid of it at your home or using these supplements. A quick caveat, I actually wasn't trying to treat my tinea versicolor, which is a yeast that commonly grows on the skin. I was actually trying to get rid of some bacterial dysbiosis or things that were going on in my gut. So signs that I had specifically were low energy, brain fog, I had sluggish bowels, and I was noticing that even the amount of magnesium I was taking, it didn't matter if I added in fiber. Fiber actually seemed to make my digestion worse. I had gas, bloating, all of those lovely things that no one wants to have. So I was targeting a bacterial or some form of dysbiosis in my gut originally, and I noticed after just 2 weeks of doing this treatment or protocol that the white spots on my skin were actually gone. I was looking at pictures and I couldn't believe it. I had tried everything from oral antifungals, I tried Ketoconazole, which is a medication you can either apply topically or take orally for tinea versicolor. Tinea versicolor is a yeast and it's normally diagnosed by a skin scraping, or if you go to your medical doctor or dermatologist, they might just kind of diagnose you based on the presentation of it. I've tried Selsun Blue. Selsun Blue is actually, it was pretty effective for my tinea, but it kept coming back over the years. So the 2.5 selenium sulfate is what you want to go for. And I found this was most effective. I mean, they say to leave it on for 10 minutes and then wash it off, but I would put it on at night and then sleep with it on. And I would do that for about 2 weeks. You need to keep doing it, and be consistent with it for it to go away. Tinea in the wintertime, if you live in Canada and aren't exposed to very much sun, it can appear red. The borders of it are a little bit scaly and it spreads. So in the wintertime, you know, you might not be seeing your back. I had mine on my back and I kind of let it get completely out of control. So the Selsun Blue was effective, but again, it came back as soon as the summer came because your skin tans and the tinea eats the pigment in your skin. So as soon as you tan, you really see those white marks. So this time I believe I have got it gone for good. So I will keep you updated as the weeks come, but I found that this protocol was really effective. Again, I was targeting like SIBO type symptoms or bacterial dysbiosis over tinea, but my tinea is gone. So that was fantastic. So I've just got my notes here about what I exactly did to stay on track. Okay, so the first thing that I did is I did 2 weeks of the GI Microbe X from Designs for Health. Now, always consult your medical doctor, a trained naturopath, someone in functional medicine before you start these herbs, because they are not always safe and you need to make sure that you don't have other conditions, and just because it worked for me, it might not work for you. So definitely consult with someone before you take them. And this on the bottle says do not take this longer than 10 days. Specifically, I took this at a higher dose than recommended for a longer time than recommended. I did about 6 caps of this on an empty stomach in the morning, which was really easy for me because I fast anyways. I did 6 caps of this for 2 weeks. 1 bottle is not going to be enough. If you get this, you're going to need multiple. So I did that. And then I also noticed that my bowels were sluggish. So I added in a prokinetic. And what I added in specifically was ginger. You can also add in Motility Pro. That one is from Pure Encapsulations. That one's mostly ginger, but it has other things like P5P, which is vitamin B6 in its active form. It has 5-HTP, and I think it has acetyl L-carnitine in it as well. So that's Motility Pro by Pure Encapsulations as a prokinetic if you don't want to go with ginger. I take a B complex as well, so the P5P and the acetyl L-carnitine, and what else did I recommend? Oh, the 5-HTP. So that was already in my supplement regime, so I didn't feel like I needed the Motility Pro. I went with the ginger. And if this makes absolutely no sense to you, that's okay. Make sure to get in with someone who's trained. If you're a colleague on here, this will make more sense to you. So that's what I used. And the major thing that helped me was diet. I followed my intermittent fasting, my carb cycling to a T. I did a 24-hour fast 1 time a day each week, and that is really healing for the digestive system. In addition to that, I eliminated sugar completely. So I was really low in not only our white sugars and our brown sugars, but I restricted stevia, maple syrup, and honey. So I took that out. I got my carbohydrates or my sugars from fruit or whole foods, and it's important not to restrict the amount of carbohydrates or sugar in your diet too much at first, because a lot of the things that are going to help kill off the bacteria or yeast or fungus, the bacteria or yeast, they need to be growing for these things to work. So if you go completely restrictive, yes, you're going to kill some off, but all these supplements and herbs and antimicrobials that you're taking might not work as effectively. So at first I did about a moderate carbohydrate diet. If you need some help on how to eliminate sugar in your diet, if you need some recipes, I do have a cookbook that is really great. It doesn't have any refined sugars in any of the recipes. And I also have, if you go to briannecallanan.com/guides, there is 3 weeks of meal plans there for you. There's about 49 recipes. I think it's $37, so it's really low cost. And there's no sugar added to any of those meal plans. So if you just need a done-for-you plan with shopping list on how to get sugar out of your diet, that's gonna be really important for you if you have any form of dysbiosis in your gut at all. And so yeah, you can check out those as well. So I did that for 2 weeks. That was my GI Microbe X with my Prokinetic, which was ginger, but I also mentioned the pure encapsulations one. So I did that for 2 weeks. Then what I did is I switched over to a different plan. 1, because I ran out of supplements, and 2, because I had all these other supplements left over. My son was bit by a tick, and I purchased a whole bunch of biofilm disruptors, which are just proteolytic enzymes. I purchased a whole bunch of antimicrobial tinctures, and of course, like any 4-year-old, he tasted it once and was like, this is not for me. So these, anyone who's had a tincture, it's just herbs preserved in alcohol, and they taste horrible. So I don't know what I was thinking when I purchased them for a 4-year-old, thinking that he would take it, and of course he didn't. So I wanted to use these up, and because they're antimicrobials, I thought, what a better way than to use them on me. So I added in a proteolytic enzyme. So this is a little bit controversial in SIBO, or small intestine bacterial overgrowth, which is what I was originally targeting, not the tinea, but this ended up working on the tinea. This is controversial of whether or not that it's needed or not. So this helps to not only break down proteins if you take it with food, because it's a digestive enzyme, but it also has been shown to break down fibrin, and that is what sometimes creates this biofilm around bacteria so that they can evade the immune system and last for a long time. So if they are stuck in their little nest or their biofilm, and you're taking all these antimicrobials that can't get in, you really need a biofilm disruptor. So this is what I use. It also helps me digest. I took this away from food actually, so that it wasn't breaking down my food. And I took this, and I still take this one. It's Cerea Peptidase by Nutrimetics, and it's anti-inflammatory as well. And again, I said it breaks down fibrin, which is really great. So this, I took about 2 of these away from food, at least 30 minutes away from food, to help break up any biofilms. And I'm continuing to take this because I feel better on it. So that was one that I really liked as well. So we did those 2 weeks of that, and then we switched over. So I ran out of supplements. I needed to switch over. I picked up some allicin from Designs for Health. This is just essentially garlic. Alimend is another one that has a high potency garlic. I think mine had 450 milligrams per cap, and I took 1 to 2 of those for 14 days. I just wanted to switch it up because sometimes bacteria, yeast, virus, fungus, they react to some things and then they become immune. So I just thought I would switch it up. So I did that, and then I added in a different berberine supplement. So the Designs for Health original one had berberine in it, but I switched over to the Integrative Therapeutics berberine complex, and this one I found to be really effective, and I really liked it. So that Berberine is a complex that can be found in things like barberry, golden seal has it as well, and it's been shown to be antimicrobial. So I took 2 caps of that 3 times a day for 14 days. And the one thing I noticed with the integrative therapeutics berberine that I didn't notice with the GIX was that it gave me headaches. And I took it on an empty stomach, but I did notice that I had pretty significant headaches with that one. So that's something maybe to watch out for. Then I took the tinctures that I got from my son for the Lyme, and I did a little bit more research on them, and I decided I would take these as well. I did 30 drops of each of these, and the first one is Mora. So I opted for Mora. Some people will use Neem for SIBO protocol, but I did Mora just because I had it and I wanted to use it up. So Mora, this is from Nutrimetics as well. It's a combination of 3 herbs, blackberry, what was the other one? Yarrow is in this as well. Caparina maybe was the other one in it. If you look on Nutrimetics website, they have the breakdown of everything that was in this one, but it's a really broad span antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic. So this one was really good, but it doesn't taste good at all. It's actually horrible. So I did 30 drops of this 2 times a day, and that is the dose that Nutrimetics had recommended for adults. You can go up to 60 drops a day according to Nutrimetics. These are not recommendations. Please contact your doctor before starting any new herbal treatment. And then the last one I added in was Cemento. This is a tincture. Again, it's really broad, antibacterial. I had access to a whole bunch of different herbs. You probably don't have to do this much, but I wanted to get rid of anything and I wanted to do it fast, and I had these all left over so that I could use them up. So that's what I used, and Cemento has really great research. It's in vitro, but pretty good research on treating Lyme disease if you're interested in that. These are the 3. I also added Hatunia in for Lyme, but that's what I did. And then what I did as well is I continued with my proteolytic enzymes, which was these guys to help break up any biofilms, and I continued with the prokinetic, which was ginger. At this point, I was on my cruise, so the ginger really helped with nausea as well. So I was taking a whole bunch of ginger, and I really found that that helped my bowels as well. Again, you could use the Motel Pro by Pure Encapsulations if you want. Now, I continued with my intermittent fasting, I continued with my carb cycling, I continued with the low sugar. That's gonna be really important. Not so low of carbohydrates that it's preventing any bacteria or yeast or parasites from growing, because remember, you need to have them growing because a lot of these herbs and supplements are targeting the cell membranes, and if they're not replicating, it's really hard for these herbs to work. So my plan now that everything is gone and it feels really good, my plan now is to continue on the prokinetic which is the ginger. I still take my 5-HTP and my P5P in a different supplement, and I'm going to add in a really high quality probiotic. I was taking so many things, it was overwhelming that I couldn't think of actually putting in a probiotic at this time because I was on too many things, and I knew it was so strong of an antimicrobial that it probably would just kill my probiotic off anyways. So now my plan is to continue with the prokinetic ginger, add in the probiotic, and add the proteolytic enzyme in, and hopefully it stays. Again, I'm completely clear. I had those white spots, which was the tinea, all over my back, all over my arms. It was like insane, especially if I got a suntan. It was really, really noticeable. And it took about 3 weeks of doing this for it to completely clear. So I will post in the comments everything that I did because it was probably super confusing for you. And I will also post those links to the sugar-free meal plans for $37.99. It's just briannecallanan.com/guides. And I will post a link to the cookbook as well. The cookbook has, I think, over 75 different recipes in it, and there is no refined sugar added into any of my recipes, and they are gluten-free, all of them, and majority of them are dairy-free as well. And there's a little blurb on carb cycling, so you guys can get that all for $19.99. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, post below. Thanks for watching, guys.